Catscratch! Catscratch! Either you remember the show about 3 cats going on crazy adventures and being addicted to root beer, or you don't. Nickelodeon is home of many cartoons people watched and loved that are remembered to this day. Rugrats, Rocko's Modern Life, Hey Arnold, Danny Phantom, and loads more. Then you got your obscure cartoons, which people remember if you look at comment sections on some videos, but you know, the majority of people aren't going to know what you are talking about because these shows weren't as big as shows like Rugrats or Danny Phantom. Catscratch happens to be one of those obscure cartoons, a cartoon that lasted from 2005 to 2007. I'm pretty sure at the time ratings were well and was not an obscure cartoon. I mean, it got McDonald's toys, that's gotta mean something. You can trust I'm going to review this cartoon without my nostalgia glasses on, cause I didn't watch the show growing up, so there's no nostalgia glasses in the first place. I know, I'm sorry for not watching it when it was on. I was more of a Cartoon Network kid, growing up with the most praised era, the live action era. But when I heard there was a show about cats with the same creator as Earthworm Jim, with cast including people from Adventure Time, Lilo and Stitch, and Seinfeld, that alone made me want to watch Catscratch. The creator also made a comic called Gear, which Catscratch was loosely based off of. It had some of the same characters from Catscratch, except the comic series was a lot darker. Too bad for the creator being homophobic and transphobic, but as for his work, it's pretty great. But anyways, let's talk about Catscratch, a show about 3 cats whose previous owner died and she left them with a mansion and a butler. These 3 often get into crazy situations and are often competitive. These cats are often compared to another trio. No. Oh yeah. I see it. The way they get along and their motivations to do something is like, oh yeah, the Edge would definitely do that. Mr. Blick and Eddie both are the selfish, confident, controlling ones of the group, and Ed and Waffles are the dumb ones, offering lots of humor to the show. Double D and Gordon don't really have much in common, but hey, 2 out of the 3, it's close enough to compare these characters to the Eds. But let's get into these characters, shall we? So yeah, as I mentioned, Mr. Blick is the controlling leader, who I would not only compare to Eddie, but also Cat from Cat Dog. Not because they are both cats, but because of their greedy personality. I love characters that are greedy, then just get what they deserve so we can laugh at them. No one likes a greedy character who gets everything they want, so bring on the pain. Next character is Gordon, who has a Scottish accent and loves to tell tales. He is an interesting character, I just wish he got more character traits to make him stand out more. He also has a crush on the little girl next door, Human Kimberly. Gotta be all about that bestiality over at Nickelodeon. There is even an episode where Mr. Blick fell in love with her and him and Gordon fought over her. Wow. The last cat is Waffles, who is my least favorite out of the 3. He's not bad, just pretty bland. He's pretty hyper and dumb and that's all. He delivers some funny lines sometimes, but then sometimes he'll just be like, "Splee," and that's all he's got to offer. These cats are still enjoyable to watch, mainly because of the stories and situations they get into and the character interactions with each other, but they do lack a bit in personality. Even Mr. Blick, I think they could have did something more with him to make him stand out from, as I mentioned, other characters. Then there's the butler, and the butler is great. He just hates these cats. He'll throw darts at pictures of them, and he just hates working for them. There was even an episode where he got back at them, scaring them so the cats had to work for him. And lastly, there's Human Kimberly, who's obsessed with unicorns. She's also pretty bland, but makes for interesting stories. But let's talk about these stories. They are what makes this show really entertaining to me. These cats will stop at nothing and will get themselves in insane situations over something small, which I find funny. Going to the moon to get ingredients to win a cooking contest, sneaking into a sleepover as girls for some root beer. There's just these really unique, crazy episodes that are always fun to watch. There are some cliche episodes like watching a scary movie and then being afraid of everything, but even episodes like that have crazy moments that still make it fascinating to watch. I also want to praise the voice acting for the show. Everyone did a great job, and I think the voice actors fit the characters really well. Aside from the stories, what I love about Catscratch is the humor. Most of it is just really clever and not that much cheap jokes in the show like fart jokes. And then I have to acknowledge the theme song. It's pretty catchy. The animation is good. I love the designs of the cats, and there's some creative cartoony scenes that I always find visually pleasing to watch. But besides that, there's nothing really stunning about the look of the show. Part of me believes that was why it got cancelled. You'll probably enjoy the show if you watch it, but at first glance, does it honestly seem like something interesting to you? You have shows like SpongeBob about a sponge under the sea with other fascinating creatures. There's a show about a cat and dog living as one. Then just cartoons with this really wacky animation style. Then there's Catscratch, a show about 3 cats getting into crazy situations. Creators lots of the time think about design and how that appeals to audiences. For example, making characters yellow to make them stand out. And don't get me wrong, the animation for Catscratch isn't bad, just not anything that really stands out from other shows in terms of animation or even premise. It just seems like a show most people would want to skip out on for something that sounds more interesting. And I know it's not so much the premise of a show that matters and more so the characters, but an interesting premise is how you can get people to check out the show. But I don't know, I'm just trying to theorize why it got cancelled. Then again, I heard things about how it got good ratings, but I'm not completely sure. Also, why would Nickelodeon cancel Catscratch for shows not long after, like Back at the Barnyard or Fanboy and Chum Chum? Oh wait, those were obviously iconic shows, my bad. Overall, Catscratch was a pretty damn good show. Underrated, but I wouldn't say it's to the point where it's as good as what's considered to be some of Nickelodeon's most iconic shows. I still think you should watch it. There's like 40 11-minute episodes, depending on how much you want to watch. Anyways, that's all for my review of Catscratch. If you would like to, it would help to like and subscribe, because that always motivates me to make more videos. And it's time to end this video with an and bye.